Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Allie and this is my very first video ever on YouTube. So here's a big welcome to both of us. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me / get to know me. We're gonna talk about some makeup, talk about some products that I like or don't like. Some are drugstore, some are higher end. So go ahead, grab yourself a snack, grab a glass of wine, glass of water, whatever suits your fancy, and let's play in some makeup. Okay, so first things first, we need a little bit of primer. And today I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I have heard that this is a dupe for the Tatcha Primer. I can't really say yes or no to that because I've never used the Tatcha Primer. So I did fail to bring myself a mirror today. So we'll be using the viewfinder, which I'm sure gets on a lot of your nerves because as I watch other beauty videos, I know that kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, but it's really fine. So I'm putting this in the areas where I notice that my pores are a little bit bigger. So I want this to kind of fill in those pores and make that, you know, a nice smooth surface. I did hydrate my skin before we got started. I used the Neutrogena Hydro Boost water gel, I think it's called. It comes in the jar. It's really nice. My friend Candace turned me on to the Neutrogena products, so I've really been liking them lately. All right. So now that we got our primer on, face is feeling good. I will say this primer doesn't feel very thick. It's not heavy. A little bit kind of goes a long way. I don't know if you noticed I had to dip in the jar a few times, but I really like it. And for the price point, you just can't beat it. It's actually one of the better primers that I've ever tried. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible in shade 420. For my sponge, I am using the Real Techniques sponge here. To be completely honest with you, I've never used a beauty blender. Is that a crime? I don't know, they just seem a little expensive and it's not something that I've ever used, but I'd be willing to try it out. So you just want to dampen your sponge, get it really wet, and then wring out all the water. And even once I wring out the water, I like to take a towel and really squeeze it. And this foundation is just so beautiful. And you can't beat the price point. I mean, there are some really nice foundations out there, but they get really expensive really quickly. And I don't know if maybe I'm just on the hunt for a new foundation, but I can't seem to lock myself into one. Always drag it down your neck, ladies. You don't want to be one color here and a different color there. All right, so we're gonna get one more pump for this side. And really, you just want to do like short, pouncy motions and blend it all the way to your hairline, ladies. Or gentlemen, whoever's wearing the makeup. Blend it all the way. Don't forget your nose like I did. I'm gonna be wonderful color. Now, there's one thing I will say. This foundation, and I forgot about this, it has a scent. It is very perfumed, which I don't really mind. I don't typically like to put heavily scented products on my face, but, and this is, I wouldn't consider this full coverage. I'd say it's medium to full. It's probably buildable. Gosh, this camera just really makes me look like I have a sunburn. Okay, well that kind of confirms it, but it's been a few days since I went to the pool with my kids. All right, now that our foundation is on, you know, that's one thing that I really love about makeup is there are no rules. You can do whatever you want, be as creative as you want, and just make it yours, you know? Do what you feel is best for you. Okay. For concealer today, we're going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in shade C6. I previously bought shade C7 for myself and ran out. And then when I went to Ulta, they were out of that shade. So C6 came home with me that day. And I just put it in the areas that I think I need some coverage. And then I'm gonna take that same beauty sponge that is still damp, and I'm gonna blend it out. And I'm even gonna tuck a little bit over my eyelid, just like a light sweep, because what I'm trying to do on my eyelid is build a base. And I know there are a lot of different techniques to doing that. Some people don't put foundation, some people do. I'm a doer. Some people don't use concealer on their eyelids, some people do. Don't worry, I got an eyeshadow primer too. So for my lips, I'm noticing that it looks like I already have some kind of lipstick on, and I don't. It's actually a chapstick that I really, really love. It's the Sugar Rosé Tinted Lip Treatment. I mean, it's tinted, but I just think this smells so good. And every time Sephora has it as one of their like 100-point sampler things, I can't resist. I buy something just to get this, even though I could just buy the bigger version of this, but that's okay. That's clearly not what we're doing. All right. So now that we're all blended out, for an eye base, I'm going to be using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. Pretty popular. I love it because it's like this nice pinky nude color. And it dries down quickly, it dries down smooth, it doesn't crinkle. Yeah, it's a little expensive, but I can't even tell you how long I've had this paint pot. It lasts forever. And I wear makeup every single day, so forever is a very long time. Okay. So, now that all of our cream products are applied, we're going to go in with a setting powder. And for our setting powder today, I'm going to be using the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. Colourpop is such a great brand. I mean, they release new stuff all the time. Everything is so cost effective. I just can't really say enough nice things about Colourpop. I've yet to find a product of theirs that I don't like. So, I'll take it. Really like Colourpop. For my brush, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. blush brush. Another great thing about makeup, there are no rules. So, applying this powder, I just gently dip into the lid. Let's see if that will focus. I put some powder in the lid, gently dipped into it, tap off a little bit of the excess, and then I'm just gonna go right underneath the eye. Not so much to bake, but just to set that concealer. And again on the other eye. Ooh, see it poofing up a little bit? It is a little powdery, but I don't mind that at all. And it doesn't really smell like anything. Now, oh my gracious, a little more than I anticipated. I'm just going to gently dust this over my cheeks to set that foundation and concealer. One area I'm not going, well, yes I will, because I love powder. I try to not do it on my forehead because my forehead, my skin is like, I don't know, kind of combination. So when I put a lot of powder on, it makes my skin feel really, really dry. And for the longest time, I would do my makeup and I'm trying different setting powders and different foundations and different concealers and mixing and matching and not really being consistent. And in the process of doing all of that, I would check my makeup at like, I don't know, 10 or 11. And I looked like an old lady, no offense, but I looked like all dried and cracked out and it looked crazy. All right, so we used that e.l.f. blush brush to apply. And now I'm going to take this Real Techniques like powder brush, and I'm just gonna gently go over everything and make sure there's no excess just hanging on my face, because you don't need it. So to prevent that dried, cracked out look, what I like to do is use MAC Fix Plus. This spray has been around forever, and I was keeping it a secret from myself. You can use this, it is a prep and a prime, so you can put it on before you put your makeup on, you can put it on after you put your makeup on to kind of lock everything in. I prefer to put it on in the middle of my makeup. So once I have my setting powder on, but before I do bronzer, blush, anything like that, and I know that might seem out of order, but again, makeup has no rules. So I'm just going to lightly mist the face. Oh, do you like the way this smells? I like the way this smells. I don't know. Ooh, it may come off a little chemical-y, but I like the way it smells. Then I'm just going to take my same damp beauty blender or beauty sponge and just kind of push everything into the skin. And what this is doing is just adding hydration back to your skin, where I kind of dried everything out with that setting powder. But that's okay. That's what this is for. While that's drying, so it's not completely dry, but it's just kind of pushed in a little bit to my skin. While that's drying, now is the time that I like to do my brows. And the reason that I do that is because I like to take the spoolie, because my brows are a little bit damp, and I clearly should have plucked a little bit. I like to go ahead and spoolie them down so as they dry, they'll kind of set where I want them. And then I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil in medium brown. And I like to go for a little more of a messy natural look versus like a straight snatched brow. I'll go for the snatched brow on kind of special occasions if I'm looking to dress up fancy and go somewhere, maybe with my husband or my friends or something, but just your typical everyday, I like to use this brow, or use this in a more like relaxed fashion. And I realized this is supposed to be a get to know me, and I haven't really told you anything about myself. So my name's Allie, if you haven't already noticed that. And I live on the East Coast. I do have a full-time job. I am married and I have 3 children. I have a daughter and 2 sons. They are so amazing and so much fun and really keep me on my toes all the time. 2 of them they're 11, 9, and 2. So the 11 and the 9-year-old are in Taekwondo camp this summer, and man, they love it. And it's really beneficial for us too, because they're learning Taekwondo and discipline, and it really just reflects on their behavior. Like, they're just much better behaved children. And I know a lot of that has to do with the parenting as well, but I think this definitely helps the structure, the constant structure, which they normally get during the school year, that now it's summer and everybody's free and having fun and going to the pool and this and that. They're still getting that structure. So, eyebrows. So as you can see, what I like to do is I like to go underneath my natural brow and just gently with soft strokes kind of outline my brow, and then do it again on the top. And if you ever wondered where your arch should be, take your brush, tilt it 45 degrees, and that's where your arch should be. And if it's not, it's okay. One thing to keep in mind, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. So if they don't look the exact same, don't panic. As long as they look related, you good, girl. All right. Once I've got everything filled in, I take the spoolie and just go back in, kind of blend everything out again. I'm not really looking to comb my brows because I already did that. This one looks a lot darker on camera than this one, so let's give this one a little help. They were looking more like cousins instead of sisters. But yeah, the spoolie just kind of helps blend everything together. And then I also have one other trick that I like to do. All right, if I keep coloring them in, they're gonna look crazy. It also looks a little bit crazy because I don't have anything else on right now. So again, with the damp beauty sponge, on the side where you had your foundation, I just like to lightly go over, especially the edges, and kind of blend it all in. And if you look in the mirror and they look too crazy, fill them in a little bit more. It's not rocket science, but it does, you know, get to a science. And it could be that I'm just a little nervous today, but my brows are suffering from that. And that's okay. I'll just have big brows. All right, put down the brow pencil, Allie. You've had enough. All right, so the next step in this, my get ready with me, as I would like to do, is move into bronzer. So I do not cream contour. I'm just not very comfortable doing it. I've tried a couple times. I think it looks a little crazy on me, which tells me that I just need to work more on my technique. So I don't want to rule out that I'll never do it, but in my current routine, I do not use cream contour. What I have been really liking, especially now that it's summertime and I am starting to get some color, is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer. This is in the shade Sunset Striptease. Ooh, super cute. This bronzer is really nice. It's got like a cool undertone. It goes really well with fairer skin, as I like to notice, because I've tried some other bronzers. Oh, if it doesn't look like I just paint myself with a brown paintbrush, and that is not what we're going for. We're going for like subtle warmth from within, not like, hey girl, learn how to contour. So for my contour here, for my bronzer contour, going back in with another e.l.f. brush. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. It's a little dirty, but that's okay. And I'm just gonna gently swirl, tap off the excess. And I learned this technique from a Tati Westbrook video when she did it with Scott Barnes. And she was just applying it back here. And Scott said to like have him smile and drag it all the way, because that's what you're looking to, you know, you want to like chisel that part out. So that's what I've been doing. And it looks a little crazy at first, but hang in there with me, okay? And then again on the forehead and underneath the jaw. All right, so now that I've got everything laid out, I'm gonna put down the bronzer and take this brush and just blend everything in. And what this does is this just is giving a warmth to your face, and also like gently giving your face some dimension. Because like I said, the cream contour, I just haven't figured out yet. And the bronzer is a little more forgiving. You can add more, it's easier to blend away. Whereas like cream contour, and maybe I just don't have enough patience. I feel like cream contour, you have to blend. But with the bronzer, you can just very casually blend it around. And don't forget your jawline, ladies. And what I do for the jawline is, because as you can see, my jawline kind of goes like this. So I just like to drag it down my neck. It's gonna help blend everything in and look a little more seamless. All right. Do we contour the nose? Do we not contour the nose? That is the million-dollar question. I think we will a little bit today. So for contour, what I'm going to use is a Morphe M213 brush. Clean that off a little bit. Go right back into the contour, or the bronzer that we were using, not the contour. And then I'm just going to ever so lightly. I know it looks like you can't really see anything, but trust me, that's the goal. Ever so lightly bronze that up. And again, I'll just take that same brush, blend it on in, sister. If you feel like it's a little too harsh, take your beauty sponge that's damp and just pounce everybody on in. Okay. I feel like I have that nose when, gosh, what movie is that? Oh, she gets hit by the football and like flattens her whole nose right before some party or something. Oh, okay. Anyway, I can't remember what that's called, but I remember that being really funny. All right, for blush, it's a little bit of controversy. You either love it or you hate it, or you don't, you're not really sure about it. NARS Orgasm blush. This has been a favorite of mine for a long time. And for my blush brush, I'm gonna use I think is it Muda? It's a Muda brush that I received in a BoxyCharm that I subscribe to every month. Really love BoxyCharm, it's kind of nice. I mean, and no, this is not sponsored. They have no idea who I am other than a subscriber, but I've subscribed to other like beauty bags and stuff before. Like I did Ipsy for a while, and I wasn't really a big fan of all of the samples that they got, but I recently discovered BoxyCharm. I've gotten a couple boxes from them and I really like it. You get full-size products. So for the blush, I just like to put it on the apples of my cheeks and then drag it on back. And then I like to blend it up a little bit too. So everything, you know, you look like you're blushing versus, hi, I stamped blush on my face. Even though you could do that too. So again, on this side, I'm just going to put it on my cheeks and blend it on back. And I also like to do a little bit on the nose, just whatever the excess is left on your blush brush. Definitely don't drag into more, but maybe I'm just obsessed with blush and love to put it all over. But as you can see now, the face is coming together. Okay, okay. I like it. All right, so I am gonna go ahead and do highlight. Highlight is one of my favorites. I just love that little beam you get. So for highlight today, we're using the Wet n Wild Megalglo highlighting powder in Precious Petals. This is a really, really beautiful highlight that is just cheap, for lack of a better word. But I mean, do you see that? See right here? I mean, look at that highlight. Wow, and that was 2 passes, I guess, technically. So for highlight, I'm going to use the R31 brush from Morphe. I don't know why, this is the only rose gold Morphe brush I have. And then, right, I mean, you can see, like, I kind of have a natural glow there. I think you can see that, or maybe I think I have that. And I'm just going to trace that line. Look at that. Stunning. And I'm gonna bring it on up. And I know what you're saying. Allie, that looks crazy. No, honey. That is some beaming highlight, girl. Ooh. Bring it on up. I like to sweep it across the forehead, down the nose, your little cupid's bow, and right underneath the chin. Now, we're not just gonna leave it like that. Again, wet or damp beauty sponge, and I just lightly tap over the highlight. And what this does for me is it gives me kind of that glow from within rather than, boom, she threw highlight on her face. Does that make sense? Because I like to glow from within. It's time to move on to eyes. For eyes, I have 2 options today. I can either go Urban Decay Naked Reloaded, or I can go Urban Decay Cherry. I think I'm gonna go Reloaded today. Natural looks are kind of my thing. They're great for everyday wear. This palette is brand new to me. My beautiful friend Candace gave this to me for my birthday. I am so grateful for her, and she knows my obsession with makeup. So I have been playing in this a little bit recently. The packaging is just gorgeous. I mean, this is like soft, squishy. It's got these beautiful flowers on it. The gold embossed letters are nice. They're a little raised. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I'm a big fan of the Naked OG, like the original Naked, which is funny because it wasn't the first Naked palette I ever bought. I think the Naked 3 palette, which was a little bit of a flop. I don't know what happened to their formula, but the Naked 3 was the first Naked palette I ever bought, and then I bought Smoky and Heat, and then they announced that they were going to retire the original Naked palette, so I rushed out because it was on sale, bought one, and it's become one of my favorites. I'm super upset that if they're really going to retire it, but since then they put out the Naked Reloaded palette, and we're going to use that today. So this palette does have a little bit of love already. There is a little bit of fallout or kickback, but that doesn't really bother me. I love the names of their eyeshadows too. All right, so, man, that brush is so old, I can't even tell you what it is anymore. That just won't work. So to start our eye look today, I'm gonna go in with the M433 from Morphe. Yes, my brushes are a little bit dirty, sorry about that. And I'm gonna go into the shade Retro. Retro is this like beautiful coral color, and I really thought it was gonna be the color of the summer, but it appears now that everybody's color of the summer are neons. And I'm having a hard time getting into the neon kick, like the neon phase. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking Retro and I am sweeping that all through my crease and really just trying to blend it through and through. I'm gonna have to use the mirror on here, so sorry. But just really blend that through my crease. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And blend it up a little bit. I'm fine with it being a little bit up because this is gonna be my base color. The next brush we will use, I keep going back to that. This is a MAC brush that I have had for years. If you take care of your brushes, they will last. I don't know what the number is on this brush anymore, unfortunately. Oh, can I see it? Nope, I cannot. So I'm not gonna use it because that's not helpful for you. So instead I'll use the M330 from Morphe. This is a similarly shaped brush. Like this is the MAC one. This is the Morphe one. Granted, the MAC one's had a lot of love, so I'll stick with the Morphe one. And I'm gonna go into the shade Bucked. And just to show you, that's this one right here. All right. Now, I really love about this palette is like some of the pans are larger. I don't know that they necessarily chose the right colors for the larger pans, but it's still beautiful. And you just want to blend and blend and blend until your heart is blended, for sure. Okay, see, and that kind of blended right into the coral, which is exactly what I wanted. So I'm gonna take that same brush and go into the shade Distilled. Distilled is like this beautiful gunmetal color, I guess you could say. And I'm gonna start with that on the outer corner and work its way in, ever so slightly. There's not a lot of color on my brush, so I'm really just working with what I have here on purpose because I don't want to take that darker color and swoop it all over my crease because then you just get like a hot muddy mess and you don't want a hot muddy mess. So work that in and work, work, work. If you need a little bit more, go for it, tap it off and go back in. And really keep it focused on the outside. That outer corner is your friend. That's where you want the dimension to come from. Well, not come from, but it comes from the eyeshadow. And then you can also just take the excess and drag it on under. We're not quite there yet. That's okay. All right, beautiful. So now at this point, what I like to do is I like to take the E22 from Morphe. It's like this really nice thick brush, like the handle's really nice and thick. It kind of tapers back, but the bristles are just, they're kind of compact. It just seems like a little bit like a higher end brush, I guess you could say. And I like to go over what's already there, right on the edges, and blend it out because we don't want any harsh edges. And then I'll also pick up, I guess we'll go into Bribe today. Bribe is one of the larger pans in this palette, so it's this one right here. And definitely tap that off, it's a little dusty. And just pop that right in the brow bone. And Bribe is not a shimmery color, so it's not gonna give you that like, I mean, it's got a little bit in it, but not a whole lot. Okay. for our lid, I'm going to mix two. So I'm going to be mixing Reputation and Angel Fire together. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay down Reputation with my finger, and then with a different finger, I'm gonna go back in with Angel Fire and put that over top. And it makes this really beautiful color that is not already available in the palette. So let's go in with Reputation. And when I use my finger, what I like to do is kind of like a press and a small drag. Press, small drags, press, small drags. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Press, small drag. Little quick motions. I really just want to stay on the lid of my eye. And then go back in with that E22 and blend it into your crease so it doesn't look super obvious that it doesn't belong. Well, I mean, it belongs, but you know what I mean. All right, then I go back in with Angel Fire and pop that right on top. And as you'll see, that just kind of lightens it up a bit. Ooh, yes. So I start in the middle and work my way out. And if you feel like you want a little bit more of a pop on your brow line, take that Angel Fire and just pop it right up there. Don't forget to go back in with your E22 and blend it all together. Great. All right. So now for underneath the eye. I always thought this was a little bit crazy, so it's a trend that I'm trying to get into. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take shade Burn. Even though we didn't use that on our eye, it clearly complements the other shades within the palette. So I'm gonna take Burn on an M213, real tiny, tiny brush, and just ever so gently go right under my lashes. I don't want to blow this out too far because, like I said, it's not a trend that I'm super used to yet. So to like drag eyeshadow all the way down a little bit doesn't seem like it would be beneficial for me. Okay, awesome. I think that looks really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera and I'll be right back. All right, now that we have both eyes done, I think it turned out really nice. I mean, honestly, it's time to put on a little bit of eyeliner and then my least favorite part, lashes. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to put on fake eyelashes. I don't have a lot of practice because I get frustrated really easily and decide not to wear them. So I will not do that today. I will do that off camera. Then maybe once I get better, I can do a tutorial on how to apply them. But before we do that, I want to put on a little bit of eyeliner. Today I'm using a tried and true favorite, the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On eye pencil in the shade Demolition. It's this like nice rich brown. I mean, it's super dark, but you can tell it's not quite black. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tight line up top ever so slightly on both sides. And then because we already put the eyeshadow on the bottom, which I apparently drug out a little too far, it's okay. Use your beauty sponge, honey. I'm just gonna do a little bit in the waterline. Just a little bit. You can also use a white pencil here, and that really just from a distance kind of like opens your eyes up a little bit more. So before we apply lashes, we're going to apply mascara. My tried and true favorite is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I was not a super fan of this actually. My friend Nicole, she had said that she bought it and really, really liked it. And I had been using the Loreal one. I think it's Loreal. It comes in a pink tube similar to this, which I was really liking at the time. But I got this tube in a BoxyCharm actually. And now it's one of my favorites. So what we want to do is just apply mascara to the top. We'll do the bottom later once we have the falsies on. So apply mascara to the top and really get it in there. And if you happen, because I do this all the time, if you happen to get mascara on your eyelid after you've done your eye makeup, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. what you should do is let it dry. Don't immediately rub it away. Don't go running for a Q-tip. Let it dry. And then once it's dry, you can take one of your eyeshadow brushes and flick it off. Like you literally could dust it away. All right, for lashes today, I'm going to be going in with the Ardell Wispies. This was a 5-pack that I bought, and as you can see, not had that much success with. So I'm gonna be using that alongside the Duo Lash Glue. All the products I use today will be linked in the, or not linked, but they will be in the description below. So if you saw anything that you liked today, there you go. Again, nothing here is sponsored. I bought everything with my own money. I don't really have any tips for the false lashes, so I'm gonna do those off camera and I'll be right back. So I just got super excited because I got one lash on, and if I say so myself, that doesn't look that bad. I mean, yeah, I can kind of feel it. Probably needs some adjusting, but I think it might be too late at this point. That's okay. There's always room to learn and grow. All right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try to get the other one on. Okay, so we're back. That was just as hard as I thought it was going to be, especially for my left eye because I'm not left-handed. So I found it was really difficult to try to put on with just my fingers. I recommend maybe getting like one of those applicators, which I clearly need to invest in. I'm also not quite used to wearing lashes, so they feel a little different on me, I guess. I've only had them on for maybe like 2 minutes and I'm already starting to get used to them. So I think they're beautiful though. These Ardells look really nice. And to prevent messing them up, because you can actually reuse your false lashes numerous times if you clean them and take care of them correctly. So I'm not gonna put more mascara on, or at least not on the top. That's why I put it on beforehand, so it would kind of blend them together. So if you look up close, I mean, it's not too bad. And I did use black lash glue. So it's supposed to dry black. It comes out like this weird dark gray color, and it kind of smells. But yeah, I don't think it looks bad at all. I'm originally from like the beach area. I really miss the beach. I don't live near there anymore. I mean, I live near a beach, but not nearly as close. So I really, really miss the beach, especially in the summertime. So try to take my kids to the pool as much as possible. I love the pool. Grew up with a swimming pool. Love going swimming. Horrible for your hair. So do a lot of good masks and good conditioners for your hair. So yeah, see, told you guys a little bit about me today. Hopefully as we keep growing on this channel, you guys will learn more and more about me. So let's see, we've done that. Oh, we need a little mascara on those bottom lashes, huh? All right, so I'm gonna go back in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex and just gently apply it to the bottom. Can you apply mascara without making that weird mascara face? That I can't. I've tried and I feel like I just make more mistakes that way. All right, so for lips today, I'm going to be using the NYX Professional Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Whipped Caviar. I love this lip liner. It is so smooth and easy to use, and I'm actually gonna take off that sugar lip stuff I had earlier, because see, it is tinted. I'm not a big fan of a lot of lip pencils because they're so dry and I feel like they're just scratching my lips over and over and over. So this pencil actually goes on very smoothly. It's very flattering. And the way I like to do it is I start on the bottom and I gently line. Just outline your natural lip shape. And once you have it lined, I fill it in. This way. This way, if you're going to work and drinking coffee, going to lunch with your friends, or going out to dinner or anything like that, and your lipstick kind of wears off from drinking drinks or eating food, your lip liner will still stay a little bit longer. It almost kind of tints your lips a little bit. That way you're not completely without color. So I'll do the same thing on the top. So now that we have our lip liner on, I'm going to go in with the Trestique. I hope that's how you say that. This is like a matte color and shiny lip balm crayon. I don't remember when I got this, but I think it came in one of those bags that I was talking about before. And I like this crayon because it does have that tip, so, you know, and it is retractable, so you can pull it up and down. You don't have to sharpen it. I mean, you can if you want, but I like to go and just make sure I'm getting, you know, I don't want to go overboard. When, you know, this color matches that that NYX lip liner like perfectly. And I will say, a lot of the matte lip products that I've tried have been very, very drying, and I'm not a fan. I am a gloss girl all day long through and through. With that being said, I'm gonna go over top of this matte lip crayon. I mean, although it's really pretty by itself. But I'm gonna go over top of it with the NYX Lingere Gloss in the shade Honeymoon. I love this gloss. It is so buttery soft. It smells good. It smells like sweet. I don't know. I think I need to play with the lights a little bit. Oh, but if you see, it just adds that like nice sheen to it. This particular color is like a nudish pink. So going over top of that color just really kind of, I don't know, mutes it down a little bit. Well, that is it for the makeup today. So one final step is going to be our setting spray. And I'm using the Holy Grail Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I love this stuff. They came out with a summer solstice one. Has anybody used that one? I'm pretty sure the formula is the same. I heard it smells like coconut. Do you know that to be true? Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite products are. So just whew, do a light mist. That's so refreshing. It does kind of have a weird taste if it accidentally gets in your mouth. I don't recommend that. But yeah, so this is our makeup look for the day. Thank you for getting ready with me today. I look forward to many, many more videos. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below. Are there things that you love watching? Do you like the get ready with me's? Do you want product reviews? Do you want crazy off the wall makeup that you see floating around Facebook and Instagram? Let me know. I would love new video ideas. I've got some ideas in the works for you guys. So thank you all for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye.